What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here. We have a Motostars video today, so it's going to be a bunch of crashes and close calls. So let's just take a look at the first one, and we'll go ahead and go through the whole intro here.
Hey everyone,
so we have Brian Emerson.
Unexpected situations these writers had to deal with. Hopefully,
yeah. So we have tight turns coming up, sharp left turn coming up, recommended 30 miles an hour. We're going to low side. Please don't low side. Okay, we're speeding up through the very sharp corner. Okay, he's got full gear. Okay, so whenever I see somebody with like full leathers, let's go back a little bit. So he's got leathers, he's got something. So I saw at least the leather gauntlet glove right there. I don't know if he's got full leathers, but whenever I see somebody with that, it kind of gives me this idea like, oh, they know how to ride because they spend so much money on like a full one-piece suit. They know how to ride. So, you know, oh, they made a mistake. You start giving some excuses to some of these people, and really at the end of the day, they just bought leathers. Like, it's great that they have the most amazing protection for your body, which is full leather suit, very expensive for what it is. And then you basically look like not a Transformer, a Power Ranger when you're trying to get, you know, a breakfast burrito because you're going to get a breakfast burrito. So I tend to see that, and they like to push themselves. So when you get full gear, you tend to like, I'm safe. I get to push and take extra risks because I have this great, amazing gear. When in reality, it's just that you just have great, amazing gear, and you're pushing, you're taking massive risks, but your skill level might not be where you think it is. And so when I see people doing this stuff on these corners, you see the chevrons up ahead. Okay, the chevrons, I don't have my pen out, but I'm going to go ahead and get it out. But the chevrons are those yellow signs there. Okay, that's a chevron. And what that indicates is that it's a sharp turn. Okay, I got my pen. Here we go. So the chevrons indicate it's a sharp turn. Now it's pointed where it's the sharp turn. So sharp turn to the right. So people are like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and get crazy body lean angle and whatnot. And I got these leathers and I'm going to be able to do this. It's an easy way to get a low side. There's a lot of things that can go wrong here. So if you're a brand new motorcycle rider, things that we talk about all the time are road surface hazards, corners, leaning the bike too far, traction loss. There's a bunch of different stuff. So if you're confused, just keep watching this, subscribe, so that you'll finally pick up some of this stuff. And I'm doing some educational videos too.
Hopefully,
but then right here, we have a sharp left turn. These signs really indicate what we should be paying attention to. They make these signs for motorists so that we understand what is coming up. Because if there was no signs, pretend there's no signs, you would have to figure out it's a sharp turn, but you entered in that turn way too fast, and then you go off the road. So they're like, hey, let's put a sign here so that we can at least warn people to slow down before this sharp turn to go off the road. Okay, so that's why they do that. And it's 30 miles an hour recommended. That's why it's a 30, that says 30 right there. So let's say this is like a 40 mile an hour road, 50 mile an hour road. It's basically saying, hey, we have a sharp turn coming up ahead. We recommend you do 30 because 30 miles an hour is what you can pretty much do on this turn without going off the road. As motorcyclists, we're like, hey, we could do faster. Trust me, I know that. Like, it's a 50 mile an hour road. I see a 40 or 30 mile an hour recommended. I get down to that 30 and I'm like, oh, I could have taken this at 40. Oh, this is way too easy on a motorcycle. In a car, I could see that I should probably slow it down, but on a motorcycle, I could definitely do this. That's where you get in trouble. I recommend if you're a brand new rider and you see that 30 mile an hour recommended sign, go 30 and then have that thought. It's like, oh, I could have done that faster. Just continue doing the 30. Just the next time you see a sign like this and it says 40, do the 40. If it says 30, do the 30. Treat every single one of these turns as a brand new turn. And don't get complacent by saying, oh, I could have done this last one at 50, so I'm going to do this next one at 50. The next turn could have been sharper. The next turn could have been something completely different than this turn. So just do the 30. I'm getting on this little soapbox here, but I think it's very important. As we get up to here, there's another thing. It's going to be a decreasing grade. You see the semi or the truck and trailer, and it's on a hill. It means it's actually going to go downhill, so you're going to gain speed. And it's going to be really awkward. So now sharp left turn to the left. Maintain your speed. Just maintain cruise around it. Enjoy the scenery. Enjoy the fact that you're riding a motorcycle. Don't worry too much about, it's like, oh, it's an easy turn. I'm going to increase the speed even more. You still got a turn coming up. It's still sharp. Wait until you get that straightaway and then accelerate through. don't know, I'm getting a little soapboxy here, but we're gonna be going over some other things. The reason why I'm getting a little soapboxy is because I've been developing a motorcycle training book for brand new riders, and I've been just seeing so many gaps in the knowledge for all these motorcycle training. All these motorcycle riders are just crashing because of very simple fundamental skills of riding a motorcycle. Thinking that I know how to ride a motorcycle straight. I know how to run this motorcycle, and now I can ride on the roads. Great. They think that they can start doing these advanced maneuvers and forget the basics. So now they replace the basics with the advanced stuff, and things get too complicated. And then what you really need to do is fall back on the basics. As an EMT firefighter with paramedics, one of the major things with paramedics versus EMTs, at the end of the day, 95% of the people that you're trying to serve when it comes to a medical emergency, it really just falls down to the basic medical training. There's very little when it comes to I need to use this advanced stuff. And so if you're a paramedic and you're like, I'm going to just only do advanced stuff on somebody that just needs the basics, you're doing too much and you're probably going to do it wrong. There's a lot of things that you just should be doing when it's fundamental. It's very rare where you're going to need these advanced techniques on the road, because on the road it's designed for people to just do the very basic. They're just the roads are there just to get you from point A to point B. This is not a racetrack. It is not an area where you need to use advanced skills. You just use your basic fundamental skills to get from point A to point B, enjoy the ride, enjoy the point A to point B. Don't worry too much about I need to do trail braking on a simple corner. Just slow it down and then just do the speed limit. Basic skills of turning. That's it. That's all you have to know. Don't complicate motorcycle riding. Just do the fundamentals. That's going to be the last thing I'm going to talk about when it comes to that. We're going to be focusing heavily on the plan method. This is the position, locate, assess, navigate. That is the fundamental skill that you need to know right there. And we'll talk more about that coming up. Okay. Same thing. Dude. Just the fundamental skill. When you make a left-handed turn, that's the thing right here. Let's go back here. You're going to make a U-turn to go left, right? Get in the left lane and turn left, because you don't have to worry about anybody colliding into the side of you when you're making a left-handed turn. So fundamental basic skills to do a U-turn. Now, if you can't do a U-turn from here to get in line, and you need this wide arc to do a U-turn, even if there was a passenger, if you need that much room, you need to be practicing your U-turns. And the best way to practice your U-turns, guys, I make books, I make educational content for the basic fundamentals. This is the Smart Rider motorcycle training drills. You're going to be able to practice your U-turns. There's 24 drills inside here based off of 10 cones just set down. You set the cones down once. I show you how to set down the cones. There's a video that you can scan right here, and I show you how to set it up. And then once you set up your cones, you never have to move the cones again, and you have 24 different drills, each one with their own video, so that you can actually practice your turns. And you're going to get to the point where you're doing a U-turn within basically, you could do a U-turn if you complete at least the moderates. You can do a U-turn within your lane. You're able to do that. So check it out. There's a link in the description for 20% off. Grab it. It comes with the digital version. So once you get the physical version, or if you just want to get the digital version, that's cool. But if you get the physical version, you get a digital one too. So you can put this on your handlebars and practice in a parking lot. You click the QR code right here, and it'll take you to the video. So I show you how to do it. There's also a cone kit, so you don't need to buy your own cones. Well, you don't have to make your own cones, but check it out. Links in the description for that. Because being able to do a U-turn, come on, guys. Come on. I don't know. I'm a little brain dead from working on the new book. So stay tuned for that. If you don't know how to ride and you got a motorcycle, I teach you how to ride in that new book. A little bit brain dead from watching all of the, making all the pages. It's going to be 90-something pages. All right. Fundamental skills, guys. We have to come to a stop. So position for safety, I don't like this position because we're right behind the vehicle. I like to be off the side. You notice how the guy found the escape into this right here? So that's navigating active threats. The other person was going to crash into us or crash into this, so they found an escape path. So very good, found an escape path. It's not the best one. Should have been prepared for it, right? You see brake lights. You see that there's a pedestrian crossing a little bit earlier. So part of positioning for safety is having a good space cushion, locating this is a hazardous area. Is it a relevant threat? Oh yeah, they're stopping. This isn't good. There's a pedestrian, they're stopping. I need to navigate this. So emergency progressive braking to stop. That's what this first rider did. That person found an emergency. They navigated the active threat by going into an escape path. So swerving, perfectly fine. But the problem is they swerved into a curb. Okay, so they swerved into a curb. They could have swerved a little bit to the right. Let's go back a little bit. They could have lane split this area right here, or just been paying attention to their space cushion and applied the brakes. So lots of mistakes were happening. Okay, practice your fundamental skills, everybody. Practice your fundamental skills. And we just started watching True Detective, showing my girlfriend True Detective. We only got through one episode. I watched it back in 2014 when it came out. Anybody like the first season? I tried the second season, did not like it. And I didn't try for the third and the fourth. It's not the car driver's fault. All right, here we go. Scott Griffin. Love the camera angle. Love seeing this. Tail the Dragon. Oh, we just dumped the bike. There goes the bike off the side of the road. So one thing that we talk about here on this channel is how to rescue a motorcycle rider after a crash using the rescue method. I don't even know if it's considered a method, but how to rescue, right? So remain calm, ensure your own safety, stop major bleeds, quickly assess severity. So really all we could do is stop major bleeds, but part of it is the mechanism of injury. So when he hits the ground, so that's the first impact right there. So you see the leg and the knee, right? Okay, so this is why we wear motorcycle protective gear. Your knee's going to hopefully be protected. Your ankles are going to be protected from motorcycle collapsing onto it. And then your elbow, first thing that hits, boom, you put your hand down, elbow hits, armor on the elbow, hopefully wearing some gloves, and then boom, right shoulder. So in motorcycle gear, we have shoulder protection. So we have usually like D30 armor inserts or something. So you're gonna have an armor insert. Hopefully it's gonna mitigate any type of AC joint issues. And then there's the side of the head hitting right there. That's why we wear a helmet. So if you notice from top to bottom, bottom to top, whatever, I said it backwards, we needed to have protective gear, motorcycle boots, protective pants. So they're hip armor, hopefully, but definitely knee armor. We needed a jacket for our arms and our shoulder, and we needed a helmet. So full gear, everybody. A simple crash like that. Simple crash like that will break so much of you. And he is sliding. He looks like he's kind of unconscious, to be quite honest. Nice little concussion. The camera just went right down his crack. And there goes the bike. Yep. And the thing is that bike is going to hit the tree. That could easily have been you. That easily could have been you hitting the tree. Oof.
This
Here we go.
perfectly shows that you can never feel completely safe on the road. For some unknown reason, the driver decided to ram into the riders and run a red light.
Whoa. Yeah, did the driver have a stroke or something, right, Elad? I mean, medical emergencies can happen. Accidentally taking their... This looks like an electric car.
Red light.
You notice how there's like barely any front grille? So there's like no air vents, so it might have been an electric... Like, something going on with the electric vehicle, which is kind of scary, to be quite honest. Because this is not... This is the first time I've seen something where all of a sudden they just gun it into motorcyclists. That's the first time I've ever seen something like that. And I've watched thousands of these crashes and close calls. So it might have been an electrical issue, but once again, you never know. You never know. The most random things can happen. You never know. So this is why I wear full gear, just in case. Because we have that impact. That's not good, and we do need a thumbnail. You never know. Wear full gear. Wear full gear, everybody. You know, that's not good. It looks like they figured it out towards the end. They're like, the car's finally, you know, listening to them, and they pull off. Who knows? That's pretty high injury. Bikes, everything's damaged. I'm more concerned about the body. The bike is the bike. It gets replaced. All right, here we go. Oh, oh! Let's try to figure out what happened here. Okay, let's try to figure out what happened. Okay, so we only have this camera point of view. Okay, so it looks like somebody obviously went, or they did like a U-turn or something, or they turned in front. So a left turner. It looks like a left turner because you see the traffic is going this way, and then the windshield and everything is pointed this way. So it looks like they did this in front of her. So we have left turners. Now, intersections are dangerous for motorcycle riders. So whenever I locate hazardous situations, it's intersections and corners. Those are the two things that we're going to see tons in these videos, is people crashing the corners and people hitting cars in intersections. That's going to be the most dangerous area. So those are the hazardous areas. So when you see somebody pulling out in front of you, you have to do some form of emergency progressive braking to slow yourself down and then have to swerve into an escape. So you can't just be like, oh, they're in front of me, I'm going to honk the horn. Can't be doing that. But that's a very high impact. That's not good. She is definitely in a lot of pain. Yeah, the bike's gonna be destroyed. It is what it is. I just hope the body isn't. Oh, same thing. Okay, that's the whole I had to layer down thing. I don't know if this video or this music is copyrighted, so we're gonna do this. But that's gonna be another form of intersection. Okay, terrible driver, whatnot, doesn't matter. Let's go back to what actually happened. So how did we crash before even hitting the vehicle? Right there. Did you see that? A little pop quiz for you guys. Look at the bottom right. I'm gonna go back one more time. Look at the bottom right where his hand movement is. Right there. Panic braking. So when I say progressive braking, what that means, and there's a whole chapter on friction zone and braking techniques in the new book that I'm coming out with. So stay tuned, please. Hopefully by the end of December 2025, it'll be out for sale. What they did was smash that front brake, which locked up the front tire, and the tire started sliding. And since there's a little bit of a turn in the handlebars, it fell in. Okay, so you fall down. And so what you need to do with progressive braking is a nice gentle squeeze at the beginning to get that weight transfer to the front tire, and then more. And you're able to slow down and stop quicker doing that than by smashing the front brake. So there is a skill set. Like I said, fundamental skills, everybody. So we smashed the front brake instead of swerving. Okay, instead of swerving to the left. Okay, there's three things you can do in emergency: emergency swerving, emergency braking, or emergency acceleration. Those are the three things you can do on a motorcycle. So treat it as an emergency and do more. The reason why I put emergency on it is because you're braking faster, you're swerving harder, you're accelerating as fast as you can to get out of a spot. The regular braking is just easy progressive braking, coming to a stop at a stop sign. Swerving is just swerving around a pothole that's in your lane. You're not really going very far. And then emergency acceleration is just getting up to speed at a decent speed. So here, could have swerved, dumped the bike, nice pink shoes, overall sucks, but there was an escape. There really was an escape this whole time. But intersections, definitely dangerous. Definitely dangerous. And that's considered an intersection. So locating those hazardous situations is very important. Oh, he just has pink shoes. Interesting. Okay. Can we skip this? Oh. What do we got here? Okay, somebody we're in their blind spot, I bet. Okay, we're pretty much racing with this car. Yep. Both merged in the area, we lose. we lose in that spot. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, camera lens broke. Yeah. So we both merged into that spot. Okay, so what can we do in this situation? We get up to here. Once again, emergency accelerate, emergency swerve, emergency brake. We can either emergency accelerate out of here if we have a lot of power on our bike. We're already going pretty fast. So it's gonna be slow to get past them. Or emergency brake. You can't really swerve to the left. I mean, you kind of can. Get behind them and then brake. But you just pass somebody. Now you're gonna, basically cut off somebody and slam the brakes on them. You're kind of screwed. So the whole point of this is let's not race because we're already going higher than the flow of traffic. We're racing this black car and we're just trying to weave in and out. So one of the big problems here is acting like an idiot when we're riding. Just go with the flow of traffic. Do the speed limit. You won't have this problem in the first place. But if you get into this problem for some reason, swerve back in your lane, apply the brakes. Like I said, there's so many issues that we see on these videos that people are just riding like idiots. I don't know. Today's a different flavor. All right, we got Rick Q. He's in the chat right now.
Gravel that caused
We found out what the problem was before
tires and way too much speed.
hitting the record button. So we're racing, having fun with our friends, and then we hit this right here. Did you guys see it? Did you guys see what we hit? We'll go back a little bit. So one thing that you're watching out for when you're riding is road surface hazards. See little discolorations in the road right there? It doesn't look the same gray. So if you're just going the speed limit and you're just kind of cruising, it's very easy to be like, because we're more upright, we're riding middle for the most part. It's like, oh, okay. And you kind of do that. You're able to see it ahead of time. So really you see it way back there. So then you kind of aim yourself already. And you're getting yourself in a position because you're not going super fast. Not a big issue when you're upright. But when you're in the middle of a turn, you're leaned over pretty hard. That's when it becomes a problem. Because now it's going to mess us up, especially if our tire hits like the line on the side. If we can go over like the middle and it's usually not a problem, but if our tire hits that little raised edge, that could be a problem. And I think that's where his tire went, is on this raised edge. And this is what happens. Pretty scary. You don't have to deal with that in a car, but he says he's doing fine. So full gear, it's full leathers. Bike's destroyed. Don't do stuff like this, guys. I'm trying to like understand. Maybe this clip is going to get taken out of context here, but whenever I see riders like this, where they're just kind of going nuts at the end of the day with their group of friends, it always just feels like they're 12-year-old stuck in a 25-year-old body. You know what I mean? Just kind of not thinking long term. And we're just doing crazy stuff on, it'd be one thing to do this on BMX bikes in the neighborhood when you're 12. But we're going like 75 miles an hour on machines that are like 500, 600 pounds. Basically a giant bullet with no protection whatsoever. And it's like not thinking about the consequences. This is one of those things where it's like people just don't think about the consequences. And if you're in a group of friends that do this kind of stuff and you're like 25, 30, 35, even 18, I think it's about time to recognize that maybe you should grow up a little bit. I don't know. I don't know.
İnşallah kesinlikle bir şey yoktur.
I think it kind of comes down to like a lot of these crashes and close calls is that kind of like the crime rate type stuff. Like you hear crime goes up a lot, but it's really just like the same 2 to 5% of people committing most of the crimes. When you see like stuff like this, it's the same 2 to 5% of people having the most crashes and close calls. And it's just the people that think riding fast on motorcycle is fun. Just like it's fun to rob people. You know? I don't know. That's my thought. We're having some fun on this one, I guess, this video. Different tone. Okay. So that's not good. So how did that happen? So we just straight up collided. I don't know what the deal is with that. So you see how the bike is moving towards him? So maybe he was trying to swerve around that white car and just clipped that car. And just in case we need a new thumbnail. We'll A/B test these thumbnails. Let's see what happens. What's the best thumbnail? Oh, geez. Thankfully, she didn't crash too hard because she was applying the brakes. Oh. Ooh, that will get you hit. Do you guys see that? I've been spit on by a couple patients as a firefighter, and I had to walk away from the scene because I was about to... It gives you like a visceral reaction when somebody spits on you. I want to see what this guy does. Oh, he did nothing. Okay. Hey, he's going home to change his tire. Okay, let's go ahead and burn out that last tire that has no traction and just dump it. Thankfully, he had a nice tire around him to offer protection.
Despite the good visibility,
we're going to try to power through some of these.
The left probably felt he could make it in time and really caught the rider off guard.
Okay. Oh, once again, intersection. Good job with the brakes. Finally, we see somebody with decent braking skills. The reason why he was able to stop in time because he wasn't speeding. He wasn't speeding. So good job with the progressive braking. He sees the intersection coming up. So position for safety, located this hazardous situation, assess if it's a relevant threat.
Despite
that vehicle wants to come out.
Driver coming from the left probably
it's a relevant threat right now. That's the side of the vehicle pattern. That's going to indicate that somebody might want to come out. It's not necessarily a threat yet.
And really caught the rider off guard.
And all of a sudden they start gunning it. Okay, now it's a relevant threat. So we have to do something. He reaches for that front brake, applies the front brakes. We're not going super fast, so he was able to stop in time, so very good. Finally, we have somebody that did a good job. Handled it. So he stalled probably, so pulling the clutch, start it up, downshift it first, and then get going. All right, so once again, idiots on a bike. Okay, we're gonna ride dumb. You have this whole open road and get this close. I can't believe I just did that. Yeah, I can't believe you just did it either. We have this whole road wide open, multiple lanes, 3 lanes. Why were we going straight towards this motorcycle rider? Target fixation. We target fixated on this rider. The one obstacle in the road, we target fixated on it. And so we went towards it. So target fixation is a tool. People talk about target fixation all the time. Basically, it's where your focal vision goes towards. So if you're looking straight at me, look at my face. Just look at my face. You notice how everything's kind of clear? Like you can pick out features. Just look at my eyes. Just look at this eye right here. Just stare at it. So that eye is pretty clear, right? When you're staring at it. Now everything around it, keep staring at it. Everything around it gets a little bit blurry. Okay, so this right here is your focal vision when you're staring at that one object. That's where you go because you're focused on it. Same thing with life. Whatever you focus on is where you go. So you're focusing on it. Everything else gets blurry. So what's happening here is he's focusing straight literally on this person. He's focusing on it because it's like, it's in my way. Focus. So that's target fixation. You can still target fixate on the solution. He's target fixating on the problem. Target fixate on the solution. Target fixate on something else, the escape. Or don't be a problem for yourself. Target fixate on yourself and be like, hey, I'm going too fast. Let's roll off the throttle. There's many different options you can take instead of just getting straight at him. left turner collided. Hard to see at night. Okay, so that's one of the hazards we have at night or at this time at dusk. Maybe this is earlier in the day. Who knows? It's getting dark. It's like dark at 6:30 in the morning for me, and it's like dark at 6 p.m. here. It's pretty nuts. All right, let's go back just a little bit though, because it's kind of like started off weird. So we're leaving a little bike night. Hard to see, right? Hard to see. If you see headlights and you see that you're next to an intersection, this is a hazardous area, so roll off the throttle, kind of slow it down a little bit. Is it a relevant threat? We don't know until last second, and so you're going to have to do something. But since I'm already slowing down because I noticed an intersection, it's going to be easier for me to brake. And there's going to be the impact. Not good. Not good.
Call Jaden.
Call Jaden. Calling Jaden.
In this both the driver and the rider should have been a bit more attentive. Rather unfortunate moment, but luck.
Okay. Inattentive, whatever. We were in that lane to turn right. Okay.
Both the driver and the rider should have been.
We stay in that lane. We stay in the lane. It's a solid line. Okay. Understand actual road rules. It's solid line. We're not supposed to cross over. We're supposed to be taking this lane.
Rather unfortunate moment, but luckily.
Now we're crossing the Gore area. Illegal for a reason, because it's not illegal. It's like we want to make sure that we give you tickets. So we're going to make all these different rules. It happens in government. We're going to make all these different rules. And so if you cross this, we're going to give you a ticket and boom, we get some revenue. No, they put this in here and they make it illegal because they don't want people doing it because it's unsafe. Because once you start doing stuff like this, if you're in this lane and you cross over, you can hit somebody in that lane. If you do this and cross over, you can hit somebody in this lane. They just want you to not do that. You should have been making a better decision going off or staying on. Simple.
Without
so we do that. So both people are in the wrong here. Both people.
Curious.
That person should not have been crossing. That car should not have been crossing over. They should have just missed their exit and then gone. Or maybe they didn't want to stay in line, so they're like, screw it, I'm going to do it. Not thinking that anybody was going to be in this Gore area. And that's what happens. Both people are in the wrong. But I put most of, and I get some comments here, and this can probably be a longer video. I get a lot of comments here. It's like, Dan, why don't you ever blame the car drivers? I do. I blame them sometimes for them causing accidents, like they're the ones being dumb. But whose responsibility is it? You're a motorcyclist or wanting to be a motorcyclist. Write in the comments if you don't even ride yet, you've just been watching for a while. You want to be a motorcyclist, you are a motorcyclist. It's your responsibility for your safety. It's no one else's responsibility on the road to keep you safe. And that's life. Nobody in this world, it's none of their responsibility to keep you safe. Everyone has to take personal responsibility to keep themselves safe, to work hard, whatever it is you want to put in there. It's your responsibility at the end of the day. It's time to grow up. Boys and girls, don't take responsibility because mom and dad will help. When you become an adult, when you finally say, I'm going to be a man, I'm going to be a woman, it's your job. So if you're riding a motorcycle, you're on the road, it's your job. The sooner you get to that point, the better. Let's go ahead and mute that. All right. Hey, nice little wave. I love that. Yeah, mom and dad has not helped me in a long time either. E-bikes. Once again, everybody. E-bikes are basically motorcycles. Okay? So he endoed. It's a stoplight. Okay? We should be seeing this ahead of time. So when it comes to positioning for safety, slowing it down because we located a hazardous situation, which is an intersection, we have to stop. How do we navigate this? If we're going too fast, it becomes an active threat. Progressive brake pressure. So he slammed that front brake, and surprisingly enough, that front tire actually gripped enough traction to where all the weight went over. Typically, it loses traction and it falls down. Okay, so either way, you're crashing. This is just a more dangerous way of crashing. very dangerous. You could hit your face. That's why you wear a full face helmet, because if you hit your chin, you're breaking everything here. All right, crest of the hill. You notice I'm just pointing out a few things here. Let's finally get back to education. It's 35 minutes into this video. So crest of the hill, you notice how the road disappears? Because we're going over a hill. So you can't see because your line of sight is blocked by the hill. So that to me just tells me whenever I see something like this, where the road disappears, I need to be cautious going up to it. Because I don't know if the road turns right. I don't know if the road turns left. I don't know if there's something on the other side of the road, like a downed tree or a car parked because they stopped. I don't know. So when I'm getting up to this and I see this image right here in my head, clicks. Okay, slow it down coming into it. Be prepared. Cover the front brake. Find my escapes. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Oh, nothing? Okay, cool. Oh, something? Prepared. So it turns right. Okay. So now we can see the road. Very good. Now we know what's happening. You want to only travel where you can see. Can't see much here. Can't see much. Can't see. Now we can. Cool. Very good. Can't see much here. What's after this motorcycle rider, that crest of the hill? Don't know. Now we can see. Very good. Moving on. Oh, side of the pedestrian. What is this? Scooter? Dude, get out of the road, kid. What the heck are you doing? You're going to get hit by a car. This is right here what I was just talking about. He's a kid thinking nothing's going to happen to him. At some point, you have to take personal responsibility. It could have been a car hitting you. Yeah, I would have said the same thing. All right, at a track, this is where you practice your high-speed maneuvers. Over here in the Smart Rider drills is where you practice your slow-speed maneuvers. So this can happen. This can happen on a track, but you're practicing those higher speed skills. Looks like multiple riders crashed. I wonder if there's... Yeah, get out of the danger zone. I wonder if there's oil or something on the road. Oh, another crash. Another crash. Whoa.
Stop! Stop! Stop! Stop! Stop! Stop!
There has to be something on the road.
Holy.
You don't have this many crashes on one corner. There's got to be oil on the road. Did they say that? I wasn't paying attention to it. Yep, there was oil on the track. Yeah. There was oil on the track. Yep. You see the first guy? I wish I could zoom in on camera on YouTube. The guy up ahead, you see him turning and all of a sudden his back tire does this. So he hits the oil right there. Right there. Yeah, it was right in that. And there's oil on the road. I mean, that guy crashed too. But you notice how there's this big runoff on a track. Right now, he would be going off the side of a mountain if he was doing this in the mountains. He would be hitting a guardrail if he was doing this in the mountains. He'd be hitting a curb, on a turn in the city or whatever. So on a track is where you practice because you'll slide. It's not gonna be fun, but it's better than dying. And then now everybody is just crashing. So right here, this is great. So remember when I talked about rescue, remain calm, ensure your own safety? So first he's thankfully he's conscious and aware, so he understands what's going on. But now he's ensuring his own safety. So if you crash on the street or whatnot, get out of the danger zone. So what's the danger zone? So he's pointing out, let's get this out of the way. So this is the danger zone where everyone just starts to end up. So where you crashed is the danger zone. Because if you crashed and you ended up here, what do you think somebody else is going to do? They're going to crash and end up where you are. Now you have a big motorcycle, 500-pound machine, like going straight at you. So get out of the danger zone. So I really like that this guy, Persian Racer, recognized that and ran away. Because you have to ensure your own safety. So he's getting out of the danger zone. So very good for him. Yeah, because like that guy could have got hit.
Stop!
All these people are in the danger zone. Now, what you can do, like instead of standing right here, gosh, that's nuts. Look at all those bikes. Is that you can go up, start running up the side of the road, start waving. So if you go up the side of the road, you're not in the danger zone anymore, and you're warning people. So that'd be like one of the first things I would try to do if I was there.
Stop! Stop! Stop! Stop!
Gosh, look at that. See how quick? This is a great video. Just change the frame from a track to the road. So pretend this is the side of the road. Okay, one person crashes because there's oil. You're in a big group ride. And then second, third, fourth, fifth. You see how many people could become patients? Let's say there's 6 of us here on the side of the road that crashed. 3 of them are having major bleeds because of the guardrail or whatever it was, lacerated their leg, lacerated their arm. So now they're bleeding here. Another person's bleeding here. You like my shorts? Another person has a concussion, is unconscious. Another person is not breathing because they had chest trauma or something. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And that's what we try to teach here, is to take a stop the bleed class, to learn how to rescue somebody. Don't become a patient yourself, because you could be trying to help and then now there's 7 of you hurt that can't do anything. It can get dangerous on these big group rides. So if imagine this person on the blue bike, they're unconscious right next to their bike. They're the only ones that knew how to do any medical training. And now everyone else can't help this one person and everyone else here. This is why it's so important, if you're part of a motorcycle club or you're part of a group that rides, like a group of friends of 4 of you, all 4 of you or the whole motorcycle club should go take a stop the bleed class, so that if one of you gets hurt, at least the rest of you can help. If 3 of you get hurt, at least the last person can help. You know what I mean? Don't let the one person that knows what to do be the one that's going to be the one that's injured, and now nobody can help him. Everybody should be trained.
Holy.
That's nuts. 265 kilometers an hour? No way. I got a little cheat sheet here. 162 miles per hour. 162 miles per hour. Like 165 miles per hour. All right, there's the rear tire locking up. Is he keeping it up? There's no way. Something happened, like maybe the chain broke and got locked up the rear tire. Okay, truck.
Bro, holy.
Oh, he's gonna hit that curb. Did he hit the curb? There's that brake-free thing that dude on a motorcycle uses all the time. It's pretty cool. When you apply the brakes, it lights up like it's a brake light. And I believe this, I haven't used it. I believe when you roll off the throttle to do engine braking, it also activates as a brake light. Because when you roll off the throttle and do engine braking, your brake lights aren't activated. So people don't know that you're slowing down. So I think that does that too. Please write in the comments if I'm wrong. But that's a great system. I wish it was just a little bit smaller. That's all. It seems like it's heavy. She's done reviews on it. She uses it all the time, so it's probably not heavy.
Situation where the driver decides to cut across several lanes without making sure it's safe.
It does that. Render guy, the 3D render guy. Okay, cool. Don't ride without Prodigal Stranger. Very nice. Okay, I highly recommend it. If my community says they love it, I love it too. I just don't have it. So somebody did pull out. Okay, side of the vehicle. That's an intersection right there. What did I say? Emergency swerve, emergency accelerate, emergency brake. He chose an emergency swerve in an open spot. Perfect. See how much you have to swerve? Not much. But people tend to freeze and just run into the vehicle. Good swerve. 2 wheels, Texas. 2 wheels, Texas. Good job. You just looked up stop the bleed. Take it. Take the stop the bleed class. Trust me. You're going to learn so much. Whoa, what are you doing? Get out of the way. Wear some gear. All right. So pedestrians, school zone, relax. Okay. I didn't know if I haven't seen it. I didn't know if Motostars showed it. I've been on calls like this, and well, I'm glad nothing happened. But if you're still here, we're about 45 minutes into the video, grab yourself a slice of pizza. We're going to do some more on the live stream, so we're actually doing this live. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. Check out the links in the description for anything you need, like those drills. With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream.